Good morning, folks. I'm sure all of you know what 903.8 means, or 903.8 means. I recently made a statement that, I'm going flat out telling my story about an addict, me. I'm the addict. About my rotten addiction and how Jesus cured me in one day. This is absolutely a true story. I was like 51 to 58 years of age when all this pretty much happened. Not when I was a teenager. This is like I was like 50s. Geez. I lost everything: my family, assets, 3 vehicles, 2 Harley Davidsons, tools, my business, my home, 2 rental properties, all in the name of crack cocaine. During a timeline of 7 years of cocaine and crack addiction, you had to find a dealer, and sometimes it was not easy to find. Most of the dealers were recreational dealers. They never had very much, and sometimes just on the weekends. This was important, and you were always looking for better product, as dealers would, take advantage of you. Cocaine was not cheap, and the dealers I got it from, they would cut it, with baby laxatives. That was what was popular back then, to cut cocaine with. That was sort of okay, when I started something new. Until I did start something new. It was like, I was showed by one of the dealers how to turn regular cocaine into crack. It's a completely different drug. And you smoked it. Within a week, I was addicted. It's similar to heroin and addiction. Heroin's a depressant, whereas crack is a stimulant, so you can do things on it. But crack is considered the most addictive form of cocaine. It's evil. It's just totally evil. It's unstoppable and produces a high for about an hour, and then you need it again, and then you need it again and again. I was starting to need it every day, and as I realized that crack cocaine was the pure form of cocaine, it didn't form well or make up with other products that was used to cut the cocaine. Didn't even work with that. So I was on a hunt for a dealer that sold 95% pure cocaine, which I was told it was impossible hardly to find. This is where I started to change things in my drug habit. I was on a hunt for real cocaine that wasn't cut. So now, I'm going to talk about a couple things here. I've told this story once before, after my heart was changed. And, I was a leader of a team in another church. And, when I finished telling it, there were a lot of folks that just didn't even talk to me again. Several folks left the team. And that was only half the story back then. I'm still, and I am kind of worried, but I was very worried about telling my story would result in being arrested for narcotics, stealing narcotics, by the federal government. But now the statute of limitations have expired. Actually, I was a fearless fool. But I feared for my life many times, as I was in situations that were touch and go, as there was a lot of monies and cocaine in the same place at one time. There were shady people, that could take all that was on the table and eliminate you. It could happen. When I dealt with folks that had rules, it worked out smoothly because the folks were loyal people to their drug business. They had very strict rules, so if you broke the rule, you could go for a walk in the weeds, they called it, and not come back, maybe.
This very day, drug addiction is 50 times more powerful than 13 years ago because of the drug fentanyl. It's cheaper and used to cut heroin, meth, and cocaine. There is evil out there, infecting people and addicting them. Turn to Jesus now to avoid that. It worked for me. Stay tuned, folks, for part 2 coming up next week. Thank you. If you have questions about recycling your heart, come to the Greeley Vineyard Church or Google the Vineyard USA website and find a church near you. Contact them, and there will be someone there to help.